It means, excuse me, it means rise up and build our communities. This is accomplished by investing in our communities, by providing local jobs to residents, by working with the mayor and providing jobs in the Second Chance program. It's also by purchasing as many goods and services from our community. It means rise up and build our future. We are building a school that will provide a first-class education to our children, which will ensure our future. The second part of the verse says, they strengthened their hands. This is exactly what happened here. This project is the result of the strength of many hands, all of whom are here today. It is the strength of our partners, the Pacific companies, Caleb, Root, and Mindy Rex, who saw the vision, and with Mindy's steady hand, brought us to the closing table. It is the strength of CREA, Signature Bank, and People's United and Reigns Capital, who looked at this project early on and made a commitment and stood by us to the end. Michael Schwartz from Signature Bank has always shared the excitement of this project on every occasion that we spoke. It's the city of Bridgeport, Mayor Ganim, Tom Gill, Bill Coleman, Max Perez, that always made themselves available and came to bat for us whenever we asked. When I first met Mayor Ganim, the first thing he said to me was, how can I help? What can we do? Let's keep this momentum going. Let's build a city and create jobs. And he's constantly delivered on that. Not to mention the support of City Council, planning, zoning, building department, traffic and engineering. They were always there to take the time to advise us and give us a valuable direction. I also need to thank David Corus for all his help. BRBC, who has provided us support throughout this whole project. The Governor's Office, Tim Sullivan, Cynthia Petrozello, Julie Carmelic from SHPO. If it wasn't for the Brownfield Loan Program and SHPO, we could have never gotten this project to begin. Tim Sullivan spent several hours to find out what our needs were and to provide the things to make it work for us. Cynthia kept us on track to make sure that all the funds flowed as we needed them, and Julie gave us the direction we needed to preserve our historic site. The AFL-CIO Housing Investment Trust, Eric Price, Chris Shaw, Carol Nixon, Andrew Pfeiffer, all who not only provided finance, but problem solving and a friendship. They made a commitment not only to the project, but to the local trade unions to keep our men and women working. The Connecticut Housing Finance Agency, Commissioner Klein, Director Kilduff, Michelle DeRosa, Norbert Deslorius, Charles Emerson, Tina Brockett, Mark Luster, and Fred Cover. They shared all their expertise and experience and professionalism to make a grueling process actually pleasant. We look forward to working with them again and again and again. To our law firm, Pullman and Comley, John Staffstrom and his team who just kept things moving. Ray Rizzio, Holland and Knight, Kat Muchin, and Clay from TPC's office. I want to thank Peter Carroll and the trade unions that you all see represented here in our signs. They came to every meeting, they supported every project, every time we met they were there. All I ever heard is, what can we do next? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're creating over 250 jobs here, and no one deserves it more than you. I'd like to thank the Corvus team, Whoopi Verma, Jeff Ravenstein, who never met a spreadsheet or a budget he couldn't tame. All our professionals, Krosky Architects, Langen Civil Engineers, Acorn Mechanical, and John Gagliardi and his unbelievable team at Construction Resources. I'd like to thank O&G Industries. If it wasn't for their understanding and the importance of this project and agreed to relocate their stone business, we could have never proceeded with the second phase of this project, ready to begin soon. I'd like to mention some friends, Michelle Volpe, Mike Nillis from Boston Community Capital, Joan Carty and Alyssa Bard from the Housing Development Fund. They'll be providing financing for the school and the tutors. Lastly, I'd like to thank the community, who has always made me feel welcome here. Despite their initial skepticism, and once they finally came on board, they gave us tremendous support. At this time, I'd like to introduce some of the people who have participated and who I've mentioned here today. And I'd like to start off with our mayor, Joseph Ganim.
I'm going to tell you, do pull it all together so well today, Gare. The tent included.
Thank you.
wasn't sure until yesterday when I saw the trucks going to fill up for sand that we were going to get bad weather. You're prepared and listening and looking around in such a positive way, comprehensive. There's touching so many important things that are valued and that represent and improve the quality of life in this community and in this state with this project. Just going through the list, and I'm so glad you touched, at least in generally, on all the people that have, the players and the partners, because I was going to try and do it. I was going to acknowledge the city councilmen and the state reps, and you did that, and our commissioners that are here that I know they're going to speak. So state partners, local banks, our union and jobs that are going to be here local. But you touch on jobs. You touch on removing blight. Touch on rebuilding, adding an educational component, and in many ways the rebirth of this part of the city, which means so much. And with it all, something that I know is near and dear to so many of us, you've included Second Chance. And we didn't even ask you. You said, hey, how can I help provide jobs, not just local jobs, but even second chance opportunities, and I know I've bumped into some people here that are going to play a role in that. So in so many ways, for you stepping up, and with our Economic Development Office under the leadership of Tom Gillen and so many others, you're helping us launch, and we're launching with you, I think, the first most significant project that we've seen since I've been back as mayor, and it's my proud honor to be a partner with you on it, and to thank you with a round of applause as we do today. Say that, 'cause I want to.
We couldn't do it here without TPC, and Mindy Rex has been our development angel here and kept everything going. Believe me, it's been a great partnership, and I'm happy to make sure everyone knows that.
Well, I was sitting there trying to pull some thoughts together, and I'll keep it brief because you have so many here. We're in the cold, and you have so many people that should come up and say a couple words and be acknowledged. Joe Gresko, our state rep, who's recently rejoined the Bridgeport team, reminded me about this being, I think it's going to be termed a silver LEED building as well, which means that you're really doing everything that you can, not only to think about now and cleaning up, but the future as well. Just on a personal note, and I'll keep it brief. This part of the city, these buildings over here, if you talk to people who come in and out of the city, and a number of people are here, I don't know how many times you've been in and out of Bridgeport, but you come in on 995 or on the train. And we talked about this way back when it was 12 or 15 years ago, when we were pushing ahead and moving ahead with Steel Point and some other projects. And we always said that this was this part of town was in many ways the visual gateway that hundreds of thousands of millions of people see every day when they pass through Bridgeport. And they leave with an impression. They may not know what's going on in these buildings, but they see buildings with broken windows, and they see buildings, some that should come down and be refurbished. And when I left, I guess it was some 12 years ago, it was on our agenda to see something happen here. And when I started coming back and talking to people throughout the city and throughout the state, it would almost invariably, those that, if you got into an in-depth conversation, would talk about this part of the city being a visual or a representation of what people thought of many times when they passed through Bridgeport. Gary, because of your leadership, because of the partnerships you pulled together, because of so many people here, we're seeing that change today. We're seeing a change with good quality jobs, with good quality education, with second chance opportunities, with local partnerships. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you're doing. And let's get it going. Let's get it going the way you've been doing.
I just need to reiterate that this is not the work of one person. This is the work from everyone in this room, and I offer you a round of applause. Thank you. I'd like to call up some people so we can have our symbolic groundbreaking. Tony, Mike Schwartz.
Okay, but get your pictures first. Make sure you all get your pictures before we start. All right, everybody dig in once. 1, 2, and 3.